All right, here we go. Next game is up, and we got two, well, teams that are at the bottom of the pack, unfortunately. OverPower versus Starboyz.
For you crazy people that are still with us watching this match instead of...
There's Freedom versus Planet Odd going on, just saying. No, it's obviously, you know, props to the teams. You could argue that, you know, they're so
I'm glad
willing
that
to
they
play.
showed up for this. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people would have forfeited. A lot of people would just be
Yeah.
like, fuck this. But, you know, they had the respectability to...
For the event, yeah.
And play this out, and looks like they're trying to win. They got some real-ass heroes here.
This is a real game we got in front of us here. Yeah, you're always kind of curious whenever you come into a match. Of course, we're getting at both these teams well eliminated. The one thing, I mean, hell, you got OverPower. They're 0-8. Hey, you know, get a win here, then none of the teams are winless. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. But we'll see what they can do against Starboyz here. In this matchup, I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Charlie. And we are well into the draft, as you can tell. So let's start going ahead and going over the draft here. We got Clockwork Rubik Lifestealer for OverPower, Sand King Silencer, and Legion Commander for the side of Starboyz.
Yeah, you have that classic sort of global into Legion Commander duel. But, you know, honestly, I don't think we've seen Silencer win that much lately, with the exception of maybe that NP game was super notable, but that went like, I don't know what to make of that game. But it's like a super unmobile support that doesn't do too much unless your other lanes are like super far ahead. On the other side, we have Rubik, which I like a lot because it's a 5-position support that like can move around the map and actually contribute to ganks.
Yeah. Now, Silencer definitely seems like that he's going to be really good, maybe in some cases of countering big-time initiations, you know, these wombo combos, things obviously like the Enigmas or Shakers, you know, whatever it may be. So, yeah, this game doesn't really scream that necessarily as far as Global Science being this very effective tool. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see how that works for Starboyz, and they find themselves also drafting an Ursa now on top of things with a Slaughter pick from OverPower, of course, a great transport for Lifestealer, as well as a Clockwork.
I like that OverPower has like multiple ways to initiate here with the Slaughter Lifestealer bombs, the Clockwork initiators.
Yeah.
But you know, ultimately my worry is that Ursa is so good here.
Yeah.
It's like such a rough matchup, Lifestealer versus Ursa. You want to be able to man fight things as Lifestealer, but you just can't as Ursa. You just become another hero that has to run away.
Yeah, that's one of those heroes that Lifestealer will not win that challenge. So, you know, what can they do, maybe knowing that they're going up against an Ursa here, thinking about what they may need still, that middle option. For OverPower, it seems like they actually banned TA themselves.
You know, it's scary because, like, Starboyz has a lot of fight, they have a lot of catch, and it's not like OverPower has this, like, massive team fight presence to sort of counter that either.
So Starboyz also has to get their 5th pick in there, and you would figure this is probably going to be a mid as well, and it looks like
that's
maybe Mirana.
You know, we could see a mid silencer.
That's why I said maybe, because yeah, that could just as easily be a 4 or even a 5 Mirana, right?
I actually don't like mid silencer that much here because there's like a lot of things to get on it and just kill it off immediately.
Mirana would have that more escape, obviously, with the leap of her. So, final pick though for OverPower. Again, now knowing, again, you're still not confident though who your middle matchup is. Like I suggest, it could either be the Mirana or Silencer. They're gonna go OD in the end.
The hero that, you know, the great equalizer.
Yeah.
You pick OD. It's a good matchup against, you know, almost most heroes.
Also a nice kind of saving hero for those that may get hit by an arrow coming out from Mirana right here, or just Ursa in general for either using it on him or whichever target he tries to go for. So, and nice like kind of a defensive mechanism as well, but just overall a good kind of ranged damage dealer to kind of make the lineup nice and neat here for Team OverPower. So, lineups are set now. Starboyz, again, they're the ones that are the champions qualifier team, and then OverPower, they actually had won the first American qualifiers. They're the team that actually beat PPD's team in those open qualifiers, 2-1. Gunnar, I know I've heard quite a bit about.
Yeah, and OverPower has also beat, you know, our beloved Veggies Esports.
Yeah, that's right. They did so along the way as well. Yet they are the only team here without a win. Who did Starboyz beat? Starboyz beat...
They actually beat DC.
Oh my god, you're right. Wait, what?
Yeah.
That happened?
Yeah. I didn't see the game, but, you know, apparently it happened.
That was earlier today. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was okay. And you know what? They actually had Marana in that game looking at it now. As far as trying to see similarities. All right, interesting. Well, apparently Marana is a comfortable pick for them. Again, you beat DC with it. Definitely.
Go back to what you know.
Yeah, I'll go back to it.
It will be a mid Marana.
As expected there. So do you know much about these players here?
I have the only person that I recognize from either of these two teams is Cash.
Okay. Rubik player over there. Overpower. So overall, just a pretty blind game though in that sense. It's not often that happens when we're going into a regional qualifiers matchup, but obviously that's what can happen with the open qualifiers in Champions Cup.
I mean, I asked Grant as well.
Yeah, he knows
NA
everything,
King,
right?
He knows one player.
Okay.
On Starboyz.
It's kind of cool though. You know, it gives these players that would never have the opportunity before to get such a big one in on the spotlight, and actually Overpower. They're going to start strong right here. That's a first blood on Ursa coming out right there. Well, that was a 5-man smoke gank, and they just simply found the Ursa. Oh god.
Well, they got the. I love it. You know, it's always the Russian ones that get spammed the most.
Yeah.
They sound so good.
Yeah. I like how they're doing an old chat too, by the way. That's not even team chat that they're doing it in there. A lot of that was just simply an old chat right
hey,
there.
it's your last game in front of the world.
Yeah, well,
have some fun with it.
What are they going to penalize them for, right? Yeah. No, yeah, and that's just fine. I think it's safe to say. Again, this is a meaningless match in the sense of results. Simply playing for pride and one last chance to play in front of, hundreds, even thousands of people. They're tuning in.
Who knows? We might see these names again.
Yeah, definitely. Again, this is you got to start somewhere, right? So
absolutely,
that's what they're doing here. All right, so we got our matchup here in the middle lane. That was a courier already killed. The radio that was picked off. Yeah, Sand King going behind the tower, picking off. Interesting laning setup, by the way, worth mentioning. The aggressive tri-lane coming out from Overpower here.
Yeah, I kind of like it because like in order for the Lifestealer to be able to stand against the Ursa, like later in the game, you have to make sure that the Ursa gets pressured. And, you know, aggressive tri-lane to him. That's the way to do it.
That's good at doing that, yeah. You got Rubik and Slaughter as your supports. Crush already leveled up. You see the pull that they make happen as well. Silencer, you know, what is he going to do? This is a very non-crowd control duo here of the Silencer Ursa. Definitely a downside. Middle lane, uh-oh. Marana pops the fairy fire. They want this kill on Gunnar, and they'll get the kill on Gunnar. That was man mode status right there.
Yeah, this is dual lanes, man. Dual lane mid. It's like, everybody please get on the same page now. You are sending 2 heroes mid.
Looks like he even leaped in aggressively right there. Meanwhile, bottom lane. Oh yeah, that's a Clockwork versus LC happening down here. And LC gets a solo kill.
Yeah, he's playing the lane really well. Like, look how big that wave is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way Clock can stand up to that. Like, battery assault does nothing in that case.
That was crazy right there to see that massive creep wave, but yeah, unfortunately didn't catch it, the kill in the process. But man, he has another creep wave coming. This is going to be some good tower damage. In fact, cogs go up from Clockwork.
Here.
Just wants to push them back, but he's going to be having a little bit of trouble. Going to tank it as NEC. Dragonheart on the LC actually pulls the creep wave again. Going to continue to keep that pressure on the Clockwork top lane. Rubik, he's been gone on. Sand King rotating over. Definitely a target they need to set up these kills, and they're going to get it. Cash. One auto attack. Saf playing the Silencer will finish the job. So, yeah, without Sand King, it's pretty difficult. With Sand King, they got that initiation.
Yeah, I think your tri-lane may be over at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really stand against this anymore.
Yeah, part of me wants to suggest that you got Clockwork level 3 now. Hey, he's even going to hit level 4 here shortly. Maybe that's going to be a point where you want to rotate him and then send Lifestealer bottom, because it does feel like it's going to get a little more difficult as this moves on now for the Lifestealer, especially with Sand King being here. As we're just talking about. Slaughter's going to run right into them. He runs into the Sand King, puts the crush out. There's a lift, open wounds. Obviously, he'll burrow strike through the two of them. Orange just going to keep on running. Open Wind still applied, eventually wearing off. And the Arcane Curse also doing a little bit of work, but they do get the kill on a Sand King, but now it might come at a cost. As, yes, it will. Silencer finishes the job.
That's a -2.
He's a little smarter.
Slardar's a little dumber.
It works both ways. Yeah, so, I mean, they kill Sand King, but... Yeah, what about to that point, though? I mean, he's still dominating, actually, the matchup against the Ursa here, so like, maybe he can stay.
Who's the Lifestealer is?
Yeah, Lifestealer against the Ursa up there.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but that I feel like that difference is mostly just from the first few waves. Like, that's not going to be the case for long.
Yeah. We'll see if that rotation eventually comes out here. This rotation about, speaking of that, Sand King, he's coming towards the bottom lane. I don't know if he was seen doing this or not, but Clockwork yet again tanking the creeps at the tower, so really some funky lane control going on there. As far as what's happening. How's the middle matchup doing, though? OD's 20-8, Mirana's 11-2, so...
this is expected.
Yeah?
OD is a very good hero if you leave him alone.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
I might have left the overlay on.
Oh.
Might have left the draft overlay on. All right, well, 5 minutes from now, you'll be able to enjoy the game a little easier, rather than watching it through the windows. Anyways, Clockwork goes down at the bottom lane.
Yeah, successful Sand King rotation. I like how he's just moving around different lanes, and like everyone that he goes to, he's been getting a kill in.
Yeah.
And you know, that's lane Dota right now as Kaleo moves in, but I don't know if he can actually kill anybody.
Yeah, Saf is kind of taunting them a little bit. Went back and forth, but Kaleo?
Even if they get him, like look how far he's pulling away the OD. Like this is space. This is all space right here.
Space created. Yeah, he's just gonna keep running around. OD?
They might not even kill him.
I don't know if they are. In fact, Sand King comes in. Don't tell me they're gonna turn kill this. Arrow? Is that gonna be coming out? No, it's not gonna be happening. And now Silencer actually may end up falling. Put some good damage into OD right there, but finally goes down. Yeah, all that time being bought here. Sand King is also in some trouble now, though. Gonna use that Pearl Strike go the other direction. And talk about kiting, well, we're gonna happen again. Now it's Sand King's turn to make them chase.
He doesn't have a TP though, so he's kind of stuck.
Meanwhile, you see Mirana just putting all that pressure in the middle tower and getting free farm, so yeah. And that was a support.
Alright, Sand King's just dragging all these creeps all around. Alright, you're dead, dude. At some point you gotta just, you know.
There you go. Actually, Rubik gets it with the Fade Bolt right there. Whew, that took a while. But they get it in the end. Mirana able to finish that Ring of Aquila. Has an Invis in here currently. I don't think he's getting a solo kill, but maybe. Okay, never mind. He's just gonna come out.
There's 3 heroes bottom though, but looks like Team OP have an idea, and they bring in numbers of their own.
Yeah, they poured in, and that's going to be the cue for Starboyz to fall on back, actually. Top lane, looks like Mr. Ursa is having a great farm now, or at least able to recover here, as he has the lane all to himself, as I suggest that. Clockwork now TP's up, and is actually going to get back in the lane himself. Rotation, though, middle lane. This is going to be a 4-man gank setup. That should be a kill. There's no way he gets out of this. Arrow even in the face. The duel setup. No arrow even needed, in fact.
-2.
Starstorm. That's level 4 right there, but yeah, -2 intelligence. 6 stolen intelligence already for Silencer. That's not too bad, man, for 7.5 minutes into the game. It's already getting pretty smart here. He's, oh my god, don't tell me. Silencer has a Hannah Midas queued up.
You know, you're a 5-position Silencer that can't really do anything in this game. It's also your last one of the tournament, so you know.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, dude. Do you?
Yeah. Just have fun with it. You know, he has inspiration from the match earlier of the NP versus Planet Odd there, and what whoever was that Pilot, I want to say, playing the Silencer in that case. So
yeah, that's his hero, man.
Yeah.
He told me himself.
That makes sense. Slaughter rotating around. Tranquil Boots on him. Active. Sprint. Could use that if he wants to, but not just yet. Bottom lane LC. Going at it with the Lifestealer. So again, we see this rotation. Speaking of Lifestealer, he too is going a hand of Midas. Makes a little more sense. Wants that, and then you probably expect the armlet after it, of course. But very good farm for Lifestealer, so going to use that greed well. Or be greedy with it more so. Rubik, no, can't make a play here. At the bottom lane, but it's Lifestealer, and then the next three do belong on the dire side right here, as far as the net worth goes.
Yeah, this is you know, the early pressure from the tri-line did do some work to the Ursa. He's like didn't have the freest lane, and he is behind the Lifestealer, but you know, there does come a point where this guy's gonna catch up, and the Lifestealer won't be that, you know, that scary threat, just because he's gonna have to run away from the Ursa.
Ursa, so what is he going for here? He has Ring of Basilius, that Vlad's that we've been talking about in a previous game, the Blink Dagger. I know it's kind of like a key duo. The Vlad's allows you to really do that that Roshan solo even. Do you expect to see that, or?
Yeah, I'm okay with the Vlad's this game, just because like there's a the Legion is getting his dagger soon. That's a way for him to initiate, as we do see the Clockwork getting initiated on, but I don't think. Yeah, they're not going to continue. But there's a Sand King Legion. You can maybe find a good fight with an arrow. He doesn't have to be the one that jumps in with Blink Dagger necessarily.
Yeah. They have some good ways to do with that LC. Sand King, the arrows you mentioned from Mirana, so we'll see what direction he decides to go for here, but for now, has the early buildup of items and continues to have a pretty free time at the top lane. Clockwork, level 7 Clockwork right here. Looks like his hook shot's on cooldown. I don't know if he really just attempted earlier and missed, or something that we just missed ourselves, but didn't result in a kill anyways.
Yep, and we got Invis Mirana mid lane, maybe looking to set something up on the Slardar. Instead, it's going to go for the juicier OD that he finds farming in the jungle. Gonna go for it?
Will he get it? I mean, he wants to get a big arrow right here.
Yeah, he needs it too. Without a long stun, he still might not even be able to get it, just because OD has those two raindrops. He needs help, and yeah, the Legion's gonna come over.
Oh yeah, no, this should be a kill now with Legion Commander for sure. Yeah, that's a kill. There you go. Starstorm double tap and gets the kill. So good patience from Mirana there. By the way, Mirana not going to be going the Axe, it looks like. In fact, right now, Maelstrom into BKB. Is Axe not necessary?
It's for mid Mirana, it's actually a build that's become less popular now, just because the right click build is very good.
Oh, Kaleo dead. Sand King stunning in and able to get followed up a BTY right there on the Mirana. Activates her ultimate actually of the Moonlight Shadow to save Sand King or help get him away, and we'll be able to do so. So good getaway right there after the gank. Bottom lane duel. Yes, he barely gets it off, but is there the damage follow-up? Ursa's running in. It's so late though, and actually he's just going to infest one of the creeps. They kill it pretty quickly though.
Oh, he doesn't get off the stun. This is three-man crush.
Oh, big three-man crush there. And saves the day. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Clockwork gets a solo kill on that silencer. So nice last lap there for OverPower. Yeah, that was ambitious with the LC setup. I mean, Ursa, no Blink Dagger, just kind of waddling on over.
Yeah, I think if the Sand King had been a little more patient and just waited out the stun, maybe he could have got, or waited out the rage, they probably could have gotten him. But actually, even then, that massive three-man crush from Kaleo,
yeah,
really did a lot of work. I mean, it's also 3 melee heroes just running in like that.
So good response from Kaleo especially, and now you have the LC though with that Blink Daggers, and it does have the duel ready to go. I don't think he's getting a solo kill here by any means, but you know, with simple setup of maybe that Mirana rotating over perhaps, or even that Sand King.
Juicy oh, he might get, no, doesn't see him. But he does know that he went in there to go pick up some item or another.
Yeah, Mirana's coming over, so can she get the angle? Just gonna Star Storm. Okay, we'll get him the winner. Yeah, that was gonna be close. Barely enough time though to make it happen. So yeah, good rotation coming out. And LC showing off that that blink dagger here.
Yeah, he got the overwhelming odds on him too, I believe.
Yep. Finish the job. Lifestealer Armlet is going to be coming now, of course, after the Hanamitis. And then once he gets that, that's the thing with going the Hanamitis, though. It delays that Armlet and thus delays the jumping in teammates and setting up kills. And, you know, you have Clockwork with the hookshot that has a way to do it already. So is that maybe a fault of the Radiant
No, I
side?
don't think so. I mean, because the Slardar... Oh, we get to see a hookshot on the Silencer again. You know, he's getting picked on here, but like he needs the Midas because there's probably going to be a lot of pressure on him to be able to run in and get pickoffs with the Slardar. And so if he's going to spend a lot of time doing that instead of hitting creeps, he needs that Midas.
Okay.
And in addition to that, like this Slardar, he's not getting a dagger anytime soon. By the time he gets his dagger, Lifestealer should have his armlet. Yeah. So the timing should sync up regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, the blink dagger again on Slardar is definitely the key, especially with that. He blinks in, corrosive haze, crush, and Lifestealer pops out and just tears them up a couple of auto attacks later. So obviously very good synergy. It's nice having that second option in the Clockwork as well. But Sand King actually stunning in onto the Rubik right there, but Rubik just kind of walk away. He actually stole, he had the Urshock initially, used that to kind of slow them down, and now actually Ursa with that Urshock himself, going to run in. OD puts him under though, and Clockwork's going to sit right into. Look at this, the Sand, it's almost like a taunt by Cash right here, sitting on top. With the Sandstorm, and they do secure the kill on the diving Ursa.
Yeah, that was probably a little overzealous by, was it Starboyz?
Starboyz over here. Well, they're going to get a duel though onto Venom. And it is a winner.
Yeah, Arrow misses, but you know, luckily he gets the last lightning proc off the Maelstrom. It's enough to kill.
Yeah, so over ambitious dive right there. So Ursa's really hasn't been able to get the best farm, but with that in mind, Mirana's kind of almost stepped up, and LC with that blink, of course, it's coming to play now. Middle lane again. Sand King stuns in, defending the tower. Press the attack comes out. That's not going to save, and they'll lift it up, and the auto attacks of the Arcane Orbs. Way too much damage to deal with, and now you see Ursa again, no blink dagger on him yet, so kind of just has to look scary from a distance.
Yeah, if he's going to do that, he's got to coordinate his team, make sure that they get global off during the Sand King stun so they can't react.
Yeah.
And Silencer does have it now.
Yeah, he hasn't used it yet, has he? I don't believe so.
Nope.
He's almost got the Hanamitis, though, that's what matters.
But, you know, this is a dent in his plans, as he's just continually food for this Clockwork.
Yeah.
You know, this is this is great for Clock. He's just like, ooh, solo farming Silencer, my favorite.
Yeah, and now Clockwork's level 12. Thanks a lot to that Silencer in a lot of ways. 3, 2, and 4 this game. Silencer had the 4 deaths, obviously hurting him pretty quite a bit even. And he's going to go right back to the top lane. 40 more seconds on that hook shot, but could come into play yet again here. In fact, Lifestealer pushing out the top lane. He does have the armlet. He could be in some trouble, though. Once again, the LC duel. We saw this at the bottom lane. We see it at the top lane, and it is another winner, just barely, but he gets it. He already has 40 duel damage at 17 minutes. That seems like a lot.
That is definitely significant. A lot of successful duels here. Oh.
Oh, well played Yapser right there. I mean, Cash coming out from Rubik.
Yeah, very
Still
clutch.
The Pearl Strike. That's the fun thing about Rubik. I've had discussions with my co-casters from time to time, and felt myself ever since playing the hero quite often is the idea when he steals an ability, it becomes instant cast for him.
Yes.
He doesn't have that channel up, so there are those abilities that I'm blanking on things that come off the top of my head.
Most notably, Lina and Leshrac stuns.
Yeah, stuff like that,
and
exactly.
Fissure.
Fissure's a big one, but yeah, LSA, Leshrac stun, where the huge wind-up, he's like, nope, instant. It feels
big
good.
here on the Mirana, but he leaps out, and he
Dust.
yeah, he's done for.
Yeah, whenever you're ganking Mirana, especially, you come with that dust. Now, granted, they should be carrying dust in general because you can obviously ult you from anywhere, but they do a good job of that.
Yeah, and that is a streak ended. Goes to the Clockwork. Rich get richer.
He actually got the 4-staff finish, and guess what? He wants a hand of -2. That's just a popular. I feel like we're at the Kiev Major here.
Everyone's just getting a hand of minus here.
Yeah. Burrow strike stun through from the Rubik to finish the job onto LC in the middle lane. Silencer, the global silence used this time, and that wasn't the most efficient use, unfortunately, for him. He goes down too, and all of a sudden, 3 heroes are dead. As Marana remaining dead from before. A little more of the BM coming out, but now some middle tower push action on top of it. Lifestealers, he actually has a Radiance queued up. Okay.
You know, last game, it's the mischance is good. It is good against the Ursa. Honestly, though, he should probably, if he wants to do something like that, he probably should just get a halberd or something.
Just about to say that. It seems like those are a little more efficient items.
But, you know, like I said, last game, do you, man. Do you.
Just have fun with it. How does Radiance work with the Infest interaction, by the way?
Oh, it keeps on going off.
So it works inside of people, yeah. Gotcha. Isn't there something with, like, an Axe even? And, like, I want to say, like, Pudge, I've heard. Where
yes, yeah.
like, you
can do something like that.
Funky interaction there, yeah.
You can, so something you can do is you can get an Axe, Radiance, turn on Rot, eat the Pudge, with the Rot going on, have Radiance, and then go inside like a golem, a magic immune golem or something, and just run around the map with...
That's so stupid.
Yes, it is. It's an awful build.
But it's hilarious at the same time. Oh, boy. Wait, was that... Oh, that was Global Sense from Rubik. He stole it. I had to double check right. And didn't really do anything, though, other than get Slaughter killed, because he went Rambo style. That was... I don't know what that was.
That was...
that was last game of the day, Syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems silly. I mean... And that's kind of unfortunate because Rubik, that's quite the ability to steal.
Yeah, I mean, usually you want to get something big with that. They probably didn't expect it, but, you know, Global's wasted, Slardar dies, this game's just going back and forth. One team overextends, then the other team does.
And that, frankly, should be an impossible ability to steal, too. Because silence, like, your silence for 4 seconds, he should cast Arcane's Curse or Last Word at the very least.
That's honestly just sloppy.
Yeah. After he got that is amazing.
But Pylai Die would have never let Global Silence be stolen.
You look up to him, man. You got to play like him. Middle lane. What is this about? That's OD going pretty deep right here. Last words up.
Are missing though.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many of them land, have we? OD puts himself under. He's like, all right, I'm gonna live as long as possible. Here comes Clockwork. There's that Global Silence from the actual Silencer this time, doing a little bit more work. And OD will go down. Fade Bolt spam. He leaps away on Rubik. The chase is on from Ursa, though. But meanwhile, also over here, Orange is getting picked off by the Clockwork. They're just spreading out like crazy. Clockwork, he's stunned up by the Burrow Strike. Clockwork's teammates, though, the Rage is active. Or not the Rage, but the Open Wound's active on the Silencer. He dodges the arrow in the process. And will take out Silencer as well. So Clockwork actually isn't able to chase for the kill in the end, but... I guess numbers even in the long run there.
Oh.
Another arrow.
Missed initiations.
Ooh. Almost hit.
You know, we haven't really felt that presence of the Ursa in these fights. Should be just like destroying this Lifestealer, but it's not going on him.
He has felt very underwhelming. Yeah. 2-2-2 this game. Well, that's not necessarily horrible, but is also going to be going to BKB and. Kind of wondered about this.
No, he should go for that item right now. It's better than the Ags because of the annoyance of the Clockwork and the multiple disables. He needs to be able to just like BKB and just swipe the Lifestealer down.
Okay, so that preemptively answers the question. All right. So likes the BKB choice. Actually has the Ogre axe for it already. Lifestealer, that Radiance, how's that coming along? 2,800 gold saved up, so he's going to be inside Slaughter currently. They're going to try to hunt for heroes to get that farm up.
Yeah, man, do you. Go for the Radiance. Go for the BSJ build. Go Radiance, Octarine, Manta. Yeah, BSJ actually did that.
I'm trying to just think, Octarine, man, okay.
He tried to turn Lifestealer into Alchemist.
That doesn't work, does it?
I think he actually won a game with it.
Yeah, you can win a game a lot of ways in NA pubs, I hear.
No, it was like a tournament match.
No, it was actually an official match. Okay, that's a different story. Pride of the Complexity Stream team over there. Silencer being gone on as the Rage active from Lifestealer, but not going to be enough to chase him down. Okay, they will get the kill, but initially got stunned up actually, but they lose their 3 teammates in the process. Slaughter Clockwork at the top lane and Rubik in the midst of that as well, so now they're going to steal the Roshan. Top roll off.
That's a big pick. Ursa finally did something.
There you go. Get those kills? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
All the meanwhile, it's just the poor Silencer that died. Yeah, he just abandoned the Midas idea. He's not going to be Pylon Eye.
Hopes and dreams dashed. But if it means a victory, definitely worth it for staff. A little more efficient of an item. Probably the better choice.
Yeah, considering he is up against a Clockwork, you definitely need that for staff.
Yeah, good item. Ursa, the Aegis, of course, and now that BKB is actually almost finished, so it's almost like he heard us through the stream here. He's not doing too much this game. Well, that's bound to change, but a lot of this also is on the back of Venom farming this Radiance. Obviously, he's still trying to finish the Sacred Relic. This is the downside of the item, of course. It takes a while to eventually get. There's no really friendly build-up. But once he does have it, that is going to be a decent item to have. As we haven't really talked too much about OD, and he is going to Hurricane Pike. Go with the Blink Dagger here. So pretty standard stuff on OD. The Hand of Midas first even. It's almost level 18 as well, so Sanity's Eclipse, which I don't think we've actually even seen yet.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing it either. It has been a very scrappy game. I think for the most part he's been getting initiated on, more concerned with like staying alive.
Yeah. Lifestealer inside Slaughter. They're hunting for somebody middle lane. That's the closest they see. Sand King sitting in the Sandstorm. Oh, the hook shot lands. Well placed.
Clockwork is a player.
A baller.
He's honestly been the hero for OverPower.
Yeah. He's been pretty good. Enough here on the Clockwork. 5, 3, and 5. Overall, they do lose a tier 2 in the process, but the Sacred Relic, I want to say, is, well, he has enough for almost, actually, the full Radiance now.
Yeah, he is doing it, man.
Whew. Some damage on the LC, but not nearly enough. And a BKB just purchased by Mirana, too. Okay, so Mirana and Ursa.
Yeah,
both going to have it.
They also needed to fight against the Outworld Devourer, who is freaking huge right now.
Sandstorm to farm with. But yeah, he is massive. 12,000, nearly 13,000 net worth. The top in the game, of course. Really, both cores, the 2 cores on either side, are actually all pretty even. OD's just slightly ahead of everyone there, but Lifestealer has the pattern picked up, and now again he just about has the Sacred Relic now purchased. So he's going to get a couple more creep kills, and then he'll pick it up here. In fact, there you go.
All right.
That's a Radiance.
We got it, boys. Radiance Lifestealer.
I feel like they've got to now go, like, take advantage of that, man. Get inside Slaughter and set up kills.
Get in a creep. Get in a golem.
Yeah, it's just going to farm with it for now, but
That's my favorite voice line. At that gay. It just sounds so cool.
I started leveling up because I took advantage of that sale that happened. So I'm like 180 now or something like that. But I started to realize, yeah, there's levels throughout the hundreds. You start getting more and more of those voice lines. So
yeah,
I think I finally got It's a Disaster. So
I had to sell one of my suits to level my companion up.
Oh, jeez.
To get the other stuff.
It's hard times. So what are you down to now? Like, how many suits there?
I don't know, man. I'm dwindling here. I'm taking these random casting gigs to pay for my bills.
These random casting gigs, of course. Oh, look at that. Fnatic just won, actually. Oh, Fnatic just won the series. Just got that update there. Fnatic beat
Execration.
Execration 2-0 in their playoff match. So congrats to them. Moving on. Anyways, back to this one. Back to this fantastic match we have for you guys. Mirana. Butterfly is in the works now. Going to become more right-click dependent. Nice to have the evasion against the OD and the Lifestealer here.
Yeah, just evasion all around with Radiances and Butterflies.
Classic stuff happening here. So now that he has the Radiance, and now he's actually going to be going the Heaven's Halberd on top of that here.
Yeah.
Stacking that invasion even.
He just wants to be, you know, nobody's going to hit anything here.
And he has a level 20 talent.
Yeah, that's the Dota I like to see. After that, he's getting a butterfly himself.
Why not? Get a Solar Crest.
Yeah, somebody get a Solar Crest.
Yeah, he's good. Mirana, ooh. Mirana with the invis running on by Moonlight Shadows here. Opens up in the middle lane, going for the kill onto the Clockwork. They get it, but at what cost? Big jump on Sauter and the live stealer in the back lines. They get the one turn on the Silencer. No global silence, but the duel on a live stealer. That's huge. They kill the live stealer. The Radiant Sprint is working. He does get the kill on him. No winner. But takes him out with them. A eye for an eye right there. Clockwork bought back, though, and comes in with the cogs now. Mirana, meanwhile, gets the pick on a Sauter as an Epicenter comes out from Sand King, hitting a couple of heroes, doing some damage to that Clockwork. Not enough for the kill, though. Mirana leaping forward, gets the kill on a Rubik, but now she's in a bad spot. Finally, the hammer's laid down by Gunnar, but Gunnar will fall to Ursa. This battle's just never ending. Remember, this is the buyback Clockwork. This would be a dieback if he is to fall right here, but he's staying alive for now. Ursa perhaps more interested. No, he wouldn't mind a kill, but he is out of mana. A little more difficult, and he actually might get it. GG while play being called. I assume that's more of a taunt than a actual call of the game, but
fake GG.
they say GG in return. And a Dota indeed. Anyways, so that was a crazy fight.
Yeah.
Sums it up.
It's the initiation on the Clockwork. You take out your like sort of a primary method of teamfight control from OverPower, and you know, fights get a lot easier after that. The Radiance did do some work there. It took a long time for the Lifestealer to die, but honestly, maybe the same thing could have been achieved with an AC or a Halberd or something.
Yeah, no, this wasn't the better choice.
No, this is a meme item.
This is a
for
meme
sure.
item. A last game of the day, as we've been saying, item. By the way, another update. Freedom just beat Planet On there, it looks like.
The stream's still going on, dude.
Well, no, it's not up there. It just showed it.
Yeah, but I think that's ahead.
Well, we're delayed as well, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I guess so. I guess so.
Going ahead here. That you do have a point, though. Yes, that is live for us here in the studio, but yeah, with the delay on the stream.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
So Team Freedom is now 8-1, and they need NP to lose against DC.
Dude, if they don't, and they don't make it through the playoffs, how much would they be kicking themselves for losing to Red?
That's right, they lost to Team Red.
They lost to Red.
That was their only loss. That's amazing. Team Freedom, but at the same time, if DC comes through for them, Freedom to TI? As the #1 seed out of NA? Who the hell saw that coming?
I can tell you nobody. If you have if you're not associated with Team Freedom at all and you had them as the 1 seed in your compendium, like, I want to meet you. You're some kind of god.
You're an oracle of sorts. Yeah, no, that's...
Or I want whatever the hell you're smoking.
Very good stuff, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I personally, and I think a lot of other people are in the same boat, that they're always kind of that 4th, 5th team maybe expected, if anything. You know, you got your NP, your DC, your Planet On, and even Complexity, and then maybe, okay, Freedom as that 5th, but man, they're really making a statement here over these last couple of days.
I think if you actually look at their lineup,
it's good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Like, CCNC is a great mid player. Snaking, I mean, like, people gave him shit for his attitude or whatever, but he's super talented himself.
Yeah.
Stan King's, like, some kind of genius or whatever. And, who else they got again? Oh,
Yawar.
Yawar, very good. He, like, similar to his brother in the sense that he needed, like, a leader to make him shine. This stun.
Slaughter's good.
Oh, and Flea is a god.
Yeah.
Flea's a god.
He is a very good player too. Yes. You know, I've had fun casting them ever since, and again, they've been around for like 3 months or so, 3 or 4 months with that roster even. So they have an advantage of sorts over some of these teams technically. You know, even something like a DC with their new 5th, you could say. So yeah, again, when you really think about it in the big picture, you're right. It's maybe not a massive surprise. Oh, they just smoked up on a ward, by the way, in this game. So this whole smoke ink is going to be scouted out, and thus allowing Starboyz to react to it. The point is, guys, that final match going to be huge. NP versus DC to determine will we have a tiebreaker or will we have Freedom going to TI. Back to this game, though. Opening onto OD. If he gets picked off here, that's huge. They're going to keep him alive, though. Clockwork assisting. Marana jumps in. OD puts himself under. Meanwhile, leap away from Rubik as he steals it. And the Epicenter not going to connect on OD because he blinks away. Ursa now running him down. He is still kiting around, though. He even still has another Astral Imprisonment, worst case. Now, Silencer's not here. He doesn't have a Global Silence, though. He did use it at the beginning there. And they're still going, are they? Yeah, they go back in. Lifestealer jumps back here. They will lose OD finally, as well as Clockwork. And Lifestealer, okay, yeah, Radiance was a horrible choice.
Yes. Yes, it was. At the end of the day, he's got a real shit matchup to begin with. He's a Lifestealer against an Ursa.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well,
OD's like, it feels so bad when you're the first one getting gone on, because then you have to Astral yourself. And then, like, it feels like you can't really contribute to the fight after that, because you basically just have to run away.
Yeah. When you're having to use it so defensive like that.
And you're like, maybe like 60% of your team's damage at this point.
Never feels good. Man, never feels good. Yul Scepter picked up by Sand and the Aegis going to Old White there, playing the Ursa. Tagged up in Burning We Trust. Middle tower goes down. Whoa, he just runs in with a tool. Press the attack is going to be applied from Rubik, actually, so it's going to keep Clockwork alive in the long run there, but that was a very aggressive jump from LC, and that's a whiff hook shot. Team well played's coming out.
Yeah, this is starting to look pretty grim for OverPower here. As like their heroes are just starting to not match up well. The OD feels like he doesn't have a lot of support, just like Lifestealer can't do a whole lot against these heroes other than the Silencer. You know, he killed the Silencer, who cares? He gets his global off, he did his job.
Yeah. I was very curious, was he maybe just going to get the movement speed with that level 20 talent, but no, the meme continues. He does get the 15% evasion on top of the 25 from Heaven's Albert, and on top of the 17% from the burn of the Radiance, so he's going to be tough to attack for sure, but I guess Marana, maybe, I was going to say maybe an MKB, but no, she's going to Hurricane Pike right now. So not of interest, and neither is for the Ursa even, but I guess they feel like they just simply don't need it. LC. Blade Mail pick up on him as well, of course. So, oh, who knows? Maybe the evasion will be nice to see here for a Lifestealer, but
I mean, eventually, like, this Marana's gonna... He's got a Mjolnir and a Hurricane Pike queued up, but eventually, you know, they are gonna get like MKBs, and like the issue with the Lifestealer right now is he's got a bunch of invasion items so that he can't get hit. But the problem is that he needs to kill heroes. Like ultimately, this is your role in the game, is to be the one position hero, to do a bunch of damage, to carry your team.
Hard to do that when you build so defensive. Yeah, it's not, again, the winning build, it feels like, as far as really helping your team do so. But again, staying alive, maybe that could be the difference maker. Who knows? Ursa, top lane. Aegis still up on him. Gonna push it out. He's being joined by the rest of his team. Marana's heading over. This Marana is very farmed. Nearly 20,000 net worth. Of course, the Butterfly finished in full. Another 2,000 gold saved up. So it's a 10. It's an 8-second BKB, but still. Mentioned the Mjolnir attempted to be finished here. Whoa, Orange going really deep. Jesus. So just going to run up to the tower with the Fury Swipes and the Overpower. Also the Overpower, but press the attack applied to Marana simply for the offensive attack speed there.
Yeah, go for it. He can outrange the tower.
That's convenient. Ursa jumps in, immediately gets the Force Staff use. Counter slot arm. Ursa getting low. BKB popped by LC, goes right for, who is that? That's Sardar. Gets caught. He's staying dead for a good minute right now, and now here the miss is coming out. Venom jumps back in. He's at half-life though. Ursa pops his Berserk, and Rage even running away. Sanity's Eclipse isn't even enough for the kill. Finally goes down, but that is an Aegis still. Gonna come right back up. Epicenter now. In the midst of it is Venom there on that Lifestealer. Again, you see all the evasions coming out, but it's still not gonna matter. Shocker, shocker. They are gonna run him down. Urshock to finish it. And now Clockwork trying to stay alive himself. In fact, they do kill Silencer, and just like that, it's only Ursa left at the end of this. So Mirana got picked off elsewhere. I've been watching the Ursa the whole time, but they hold? No buybacks even needed. Wow. How did they do so well? I thought that was going well for Starboyz.
I mean, they couldn't stick on the target. Like the OD, like when the OD isn't the first person gone on and has the ability to get off like all the spells and everything in fights, and like surprise, surprise, it's like fights go really well for OverPower.
Yeah. Well, OD is going to try to push out the top lane now, and almost level 25 himself even. So he decides to get with that. Ursa does hit level 25, by the way, to take a look real quickly. 14 ult stats.
I also feel like the global silence was misused there. The Legion commander BKB'd and dueled the Slardar, and then during that time, you know, the global went off.
Okay.
But like, if you're BKB'd and they use global, it's sort of like overlapping the spells. You don't need to global there. He's already got the BKB off. Slardar's going to die. I believe Ursa BKB during that time as well.
Yeah. Sand King stuns in onto OD. Ursa's still not up for 25 seconds. They're trying to take a fight without the Ursa right now. Slaughter, is that a duel? It is. Easy kill. Another victory for Legion Commander. 118 duel charges. Yellowstone in the air on OD. The Clockwork comes in with the hook shot, though, and connects on the Sand King. BKB pop from Mirana, and she leaps away. Already down to 6 seconds on that BKB now. And just still going to attempt to run. Venom, open wounds. Yeah, will catch up. No more lead for 9 more seconds. Rocket, nice press the attack, though. Will actually keep her alive. But now they're down Sand King if they want to defend right here. Granted, Slaughter's dead on the other side. Is he really going to go for this? Yeah, he goes back in. Okay, easy tower kill, and now it's going to fall back with it. So they get a little bit of something out of hold at the top.
This game keeps on going back and forth, back and forth.
And Graf's kind of showing that too. Now the Mjolnir has been finished though on Mirana, so really her damage should be pretty intense at this point.
She needs an MKB. This is actually the point where like you really do need an MKB. There's so much evasion on this Lifestealer.
Even Clockwork when Halberd's here, by the way. So they actually have 2 of those now to disarm here.
That's super annoying.
You just use that on the Ursa, right? Like you chain it on the Ursa, or is there Mirana? I guess you could argue.
Yeah, you should use it on the Mirana as well.
Okay.
Even the Legion commander, if you can get it on the Legion before he pops his BKB, that's huge.
Well, that's definitely an item that 2 of those Heaven's Halberds could come into play here.
There's even the case that the Legion should have just gone Magnums.
Yeah, to set up a solo duel against 2. Lifestealer?
Whoever.
Just whoever in general. OD even to lock him out. Yeah?
Well, actually, no. I think BKB is actually fine. You want help from your teammates.
Yeah, nice to have that. They do set up that duel right there. Lifestealer though, AC has now been finished, so not only with all the evasions, he also happens to be pretty tanky. Given that increased attack speed on top of the benefit. Minus armor applied. Legion Commander, his own Heaven's Halberd, is also going to be finished though, so it's going to be the 3rd one in total of the game now coming out. And a Shiva's pickup by OD. Armor is very good this game. So OD Shiva has only naturally made sense here. Lotus Orb coming along for Clockwork. That's an item that I was going to bring up too. Could be potentially pretty good. More Clockwork armor himself, and nice benefit from the Purge effect. Look at this, he takes over one of the Ancients from Lifestealer. Ancient Prowler Shaman. He's going to use that to rotate into the jungle even. Guess he gets that Petrify from this. They're running him down though. This could get interesting. Mirana, ulti's active, Sand King. Gonna catch up, and now the stun comes out, so gonna have to kill this off. Arrow, oh, that almost timed perfectly. They get the duel off though, and he is dropping pretty quickly. OD coming in, trying to save the day. The victory not gonna go off, but they do get the kill, and he does not have a buyback for 85 seconds. Ursa though, the Arcane Aura is putting the auto attacks into him as he's lifted in the air, and he's gonna try to run, but it ain't gonna work. Ursa will go down up here. Silencer Global Silence used throughout this, of course, but he's going to end up falling too. As Marana goes to the right and gets away. Sand King to the left. Only Slaughter chasing. Crush. Nice hit. He actually does catch him, but he doesn't have any teammates here to help.
He might not need it because he's amped. Well, I guess.
Oh. With the bash. No, Bro Strike hits.
Sand King also has a Yules.
Oh,
Why did you use yourself?
Yeah, I should have blinked right there.
Oh.
Oh, awkward. Sandstorm. He's panicking. He's like just using everything now.
He could have used the Slardar and then
ran and then blinked. Yeah. That would have been the efficient play, it feels like. Oh my god, that's a lot of arrows. Okay. I guess she went to +2 multi-shot sacred arrows there. So let's see, 3 arrows fly out. BKB popped for this 2 duel. Nope, he has a Lincoln's guy.
Well, I mean, he
actually has that mana.
He halberded him, but eventually he didn't have mana was the problem.
That makes sense. So we knew about the Lincolns, but yeah, just ran out of mana there. Whew. Well, welcome to this cast, guys, for those that are tuning in. You know, people were watching the Freedom versus Planet Odd game, so. And actually, now it looks like NP versus DC is just starting up, so. Again, keeping an eye on that one. That's the all-telling match now for these NA qualifiers. No doubt.
But this game right here is, as Grant would say, is a real slobber knocker. Two teams just hitting each other over and over again. No huge advantage for either one yet. Just people running at each other.
Buying Radiances and Midases, Heaven's Halberds. Yeah, just a lot of running at each other.
You know, eventually though, OverPower, Team Starboyz, they got some infinite scaling heroes on their side.
They do, some may say. We saw that in the NP Planet Odd match earlier. Both of those heroes, in fact. LC as well as a Silencer. That LC that can have like 600 and something charges, so. Still has a lot of room to make up this Dragonheart to live up to that. 118.
Yeah, just, you know, 600 dual damage to go.
This level 25 talent will help. Plus 40 dual damage. If he chooses to go that. On a serious note, I mean, a 5-second press the attack is pretty nice. If you need to be purging off abilities frequently. And there's definitely several that wouldn't be bad options.
Go for the dual damage bonus.
He's going to go for the dual damage bonus. And he should. But, you know, just saying. Alright, quick pause here. And we're back. At least, no, they're not even smoked out. They're kind of just running on over, though, as if maybe wanted to make a play, but again, Roshan's up, of course. Let's say this even be the 3rd Roshan here. It's available. Oh, there's a Black Dragon this time that he takes over. Push out that middle lane.
The triple arrow.
Yeah.
It is pretty annoying to play against, you know? You got 3 arrows. You gotta constantly remember to position yourself against that. Dodge them.
100 attack speed, though, man. That's pretty strong. There's the MKB, by the way. Okay, that's a big item pickup for Marana here. As we were talking about.
Yeah, he needs that. There's no way they win the game without that.
Roshan. Corrosive Haze goes up. Lifestealer inside the pit. So, it can go pretty fast, but if it's just Lifestealer, it's still going to take some time.
Oh, no, he does it pretty quickly. Oh,
Sand King goes in, though. The arrow's flying out in the backline. Slaughter, he's just trying to run and kite away the Ursa. Lotus Orbs are up. The duel's up with OD. Lotus Orb on him, protecting him somewhat. Ursa comes in, though, and finishes us off the winner chicken dinner for the LC. However, the epicenter of the backline's also will get the kill on a Rubik. And now it's just Clockwork staffing over the ledge, on the ledge right there. The arrow's actually stunned there. It is indeed a disaster. As the offensive calls come out. That is 3 dead, including Lifestealer with no buyback.
Oh, that's so bad. Even if the OD buybacks, he's just by himself. And the awful part about that is that even though he was Lotus Orbed, duel goes through that.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Yeah, because it doesn't. That wouldn't make sense, right? So. Yep, that's so the arrow talent comes into play there apparently at the end of the fight too, and
I think that's like one of the few times where I've seen that actually matter. I've just done 2 heroes at once.
Bound to happen in this game. A fun game that we had to finish here, but I will say I'm a little surprised at their decision to go right for Roshan and not even check on the buyback status after OD bought back right there, because that's 2 heroes that they're just pushing into. And it's not like they were low on life either, so not a huge fan of that. But they do get the Roshan kill, and now they're going to come back in and push. And they still have another 25 seconds for a Lifestealer to be back up. But
Gonna go back top, finish off this tower.
there you go. Yeah, now it's pretty evident no buyback coming out from Lifestealer. So they should at least be able to get the melee racks killed. Oh, leap stolen by the Rubik there. It becomes like a game almost. Almost like playing Siltbreaker right here.
You gotta dodge spells.
Yeah, I gotta dodge everything. Alright, they're gonna fall back. Oh, never mind. Legion Commander thought about TPing, but decided to stick around.
You can take the shrines. They're not even gonna go for the shrines.
Yeah, that's an odd decision.
Well, I guess they didn't want to reveal their position? I don't know. No, they should have taken the shrines.
Yeah. Bottom lane Ursa. Aegis, not the Aegis. Aghanims has been finished on him, so that with the BKB. He's pretty tough to stop here. And an Abyssal Blade will be a nice addition for just sticking on top of people, of course. And Shiva's picked up by Sand King, meanwhile, as well. So nice little AoE follow-up and just tank up as well. But another one of those kind of fights, and you got to figure Starboyz is really going to push it in.
Or, you know, they might go back and forth again, just
or that
like
could
the
happen.
rest of the game.
Or the RNG will kick in, and all the misses will take place. And
well, it will not matter for this Mirana.
True.
Cannot miss anymore.
That is true. Lifestealer also liking an MKB himself now, even. Of course, Mirana's had that butterfly herself for a while. So only makes sense that he gets one too. There we go. Now they're going to go for the shrine.
And OD's working on the sheep stick. That'll be a big deal for him.
God, they are really scared. They really left the shrine.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I feel
They
like.
didn't even take the haste.
Yeah, when it comes to team fight too, it's almost like they'd be starting. Now, actually, Sand King is going to be jumped, and Global Silence does not save him there. So, but I think that almost comes to part of them being so passive, where they're like kind of spread out, not really ready for an engagement. Where just make sure you are, and then get the shrine. I don't know. Felt a little odd. So they lose Sand King, and double damage picked up from OD.
Yeah, that's 60 seconds without him. That's like a pretty kind of boneheaded thing to do. Like
Yeah.
all your team is telling you to back or is backing off. You just pick up the haste and run back towards the shrine.
Didn't make a lot of sense. I almost think they thought the illusions were actually just going to kill the shrine, but not as strong as they maybe expected.
Well, Elsie's gonna finish it off there.
Did he? Okay, yeah, he did. So, gets it taken care of in the end. And trying to finish his AC. On top of that, once again, Lifestealer jumps inside Slaughter. Lifestealer, does he have anything new? Nope. So the same items as before currently.
Yeah, he's working on that MKB.
Yeah. Scythe just finished from OD. Alright. More lockdown coming out.
Way to deal with the Mirana, the Ursa. He just cannot get dueled in these fights. That's like the scary thing for him. Because there's no real save for him if he gets dueled.
Looking at all the level 25 talents that we do have, it is the 40 dual damage as expected on LC. Press the attack, nice. A plan on Mirana right as it gets jump, but might not be enough as there is the Aegis use. So very quick burst, not the best save coming out. Pops the BKB as he comes up. Nice stun though from the Sand King. Follow up from Ursa. He runs away immediately though. God, the keep-in is so safe right here. And they're even going to Mirana ulti just to really get away. But not really get away. They're going to stick around. Why was Mirana even up front in the first place?
I mean, she was their building hitter. She
I
thought
guess so,
that
yeah.
she had an Aegis. I could just hit the tower, but underestimated the amount of burst damage that came out of OverPower. Yeah, it's hard to go high ground here because LC ideally, like the way you want to start a fight is by dueling the OD. You want to break his link-ins with Halberd and then just immediately duel him. But it's not easy to do when you're going high ground and you have limited vision.
Yeah. Sodar gonna hunt once again. Seeing this quite a bit this game. Finding that target, and we know that they can burst down pretty quickly. MKB's not finished just yet, but you got to factor in with that coming out even. Going to be huge. They were scanned out right there, by the way, so the dire side knows that something's coming up. And actually, it might not matter. Ooh, Sand just out of range. Going to pop out. He will. But Sand is able to avoid it. Good job by him. The Shivas. In fact, he goes back in on both. Clockwork comes in to stun him. Sand King's going to maybe die. He throws the Yules up. The arrows flying in. Ursa charging in as well. The Global Silence on top of all this. And they are going to catch the Slaughter. The dual victory going to be coming out as a result. And now retreat mode. No, Rubik gets caught trying to TP away. He's not going to get away.
That's a great move by the Sand King. Like, even though it looked like he was sort of feeding and he didn't have perfect vision, he knew that all he had to do was buy time for the rest of his team. He saw that OverPower is finally moving out of their base. This is our time to take a fight. I just got to make something happen here, and he did it. It was great.
He did, and just like that, 2 are dead, and one of them doesn't even have a buyback. Rubik does. See if they can bait that out. Daedalus, by the way, pick up on Mirana now as well. So talk about damage output. Mjolnir, MKB, Daedalus. I mean, this is a trio of items alone that with the butterfly even, just insane amount of attack damage. Moonshard territory is coming up soon. The longer this game continues on. 30,000 net worth. Ursa pops the overpower there and goes right into the tier 3 tower bottom, and that is a tower kill. Lifestealer thinking about making a play. Burrow strike. That was a whiff. Hex up.
It was rage baited, guys.
There you go. That's how you got to think of it. Whoa, that sounded weird. Hook shot hitting not the intended target. The melee rat's getting low. The Sanity's Eclipse melts the Mirana. And now the dire side in retreat mode themselves. Burrow strike to stall them. I don't think he's getting out of this, but he will prevent them from chasing his teammates. Wow, though.
That was a lot of damage. He didn't really even have any intel stolen. It's just...
No, I mean, she is squishy, to be fair. She is all damage outside of her BKB, which wasn't up, of course.
But wow, I don't think anybody was really expecting that.
No, I don't even think the OD was. He's just like, I'll use this to maybe set up a kill. Oh, she's dead. Yeah, she is a very glass cannon, as they say, though. That's the downside.
Might want to look into getting a... I don't know, it's hard to really replace any of these items. I was going to say Scotty, but... what do you replace it with? Maybe the boots?
You could argue the BKB, honestly.
No, you still need the BKB because it protects you against, you know, the OD orbs.
Okay.
But I think you just get rid of the backpack the boots.
Yeah, with that leap, using that for mobility when she needs it. And yeah, she does have the Eye of Scotty now right-clicked here. Clearly kind of that cue last fight of, okay, maybe I do need to tank up a little bit. Lifestealer, MKB finish, though. He also even has a buyback on top of that, worst case. And so his damage output now going to look extra impressive on top of this. Yeah, well, somebody... That's a good point. The 3 arrows, Talon, it's one of those, like, it's so bad, but could potentially be so good at the same time. As we saw in that one fight at Roshan. As far as just the...
Here we go. Oh!
Ursa gets the jump there on a Slaughter. Slaughter, Lotus Orb, reflecting the Burrow strike. 4 staff away, but not enough. He goes down. And that's the duel right here. Yeah, the duel chasing actually down here. Dragonheart on the LC. Actually going to give up a winner to OD, but OD will go down shortly after. Slaughter staying down. OD does have a buyback, by the way, but Lifestealer ends up going down as well. A triple kill for Mirana. They're going to make it an ultra kill. The Rampage? Not going to get the Rampage, but Rubik will fall. Complete wipeout. Mirana did get picked off in the end right there. Actually, by Rubik, sure enough. OD does buy back, though, by the way, to defend the base.
The Super Creep's pushing in.
And so OD's going to push them out. But right now, Rubik's dead for 80. That's not enough, though.
I think it's hard for them to get an objective out of this just because their waves were already pushed in. Roshan isn't up, so they can't really get that. Ursa's not the greatest building hitter. I don't think we're going to see any forced buybacks out of this, especially with the Mirana and the LC dead.
Yeah, it does seem pretty tough, so going to have to just accept what how the fight played out and wait for resurrections right here. Hey, Silencer hits level 25, so now has that at 200 attack range. Talent, I mean, even the item build is not necessarily the most offensive scary, but has the extra range.
He'll get there eventually.
As we saw earlier, you let it happen.
You know, he's got dreams of being a carry here. He went for the 60 gold per minute, the 30 attack speed, 200 attack range.
32 stolen intelligence so far. There you go. He's got potential.
Hey, this is a long game so far. Hitting the hour mark soon.
Just about there, aren't we, Charlie? Who would have
Really
thought? Who would have thought?
Starboyz versus OverPower. 1 hour hype fest.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Ursa, just controlling the runes right here. It just picks up the regen rune, but of course those double damage are those runes that you're really looking for.
Look at this. Look at this panda courier, man. It's got the lightning.
Hey, it is glowing. Jesus.
Dude, that's sick.
Some extra right there. What's the other courier now? That's that one.
This is whatever.
Yeah, everyone has that now.
Who cares?
Boring. Abyssal Blade on Ursa. Moon Shard queued up.
Scout out the Roshan.
It did so with the arrows right there.
Radiant also knows it's up with the Clockwork Rocket.
All right, well, who's going to be able to get that advantage around the pit now?
Well, Dire has a good quick creep equilibrium right now with both bottom and top pushing.
But
oh, no.
Mirana's dead. Nice smoke ink. Mirana has a buyback, but this is going to be a Roshan. Now, do you buy back is a question. They're not really in the area as a team, though.
That's so, like, it's one of those moves where I think a veteran team would have never done that. Like, you know Roshan's up, you got scouted with a rocket, you just ball up and stick together as a team. Don't solo push out waves like that.
Because that's exactly what the other team's trying to do.
Yeah, and that Mirana melted. This is like died in like 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, as I stressed, no surprise really. I mean, a very glass cannon, even with the Eye of Scotty, is still going to be able to probably get dropped pretty quickly. It's pretty intense damage coming out here from the Radiant side.
Evasion means nothing against the Sheepstick.
There you go. Rubik porting in. They want to take on the Sand King. Lifestealer decides to... Well, actually, no, that's the Ursa that just jumped in and actually got hexed up.
Oh, he showed himself.
Right away. And now Sand King is in trouble, sure enough. Pops a Shiva's going for the TP. That ain't working. Stolen Pearl Strike will be the end of him, and 3 heroes are now dead.
This is going to have to be buybacks expended here.
You would think so, as long as they're able to push out far enough. Mirana should be able to hold it off, but the other two, perhaps not.
I mean, I would at least try to force it out.
Well, they're going to push out all 3 lanes, so it actually doesn't look like they're going to try to really be aggressive about it.
There's Boots of Travel on the Lifestealer. Rubik's TPing right now as well with Boots of Travel, so Slardar's just going to sprint over and join them. So I imagine like, they're just going to push out this lane. They can get the shrines as well as it gets pinged out. But you know, with a big pick off like that, you want to at least force out buybacks.
So there you go. Lifestealer does make his way bottom lane as expected. They don't get the shrine just yet, but they are going to go for at least a tier 3, bait the buybacks. Oh, no tier 3, it's just for the melee Rex. Going clear. There's the Sand King. Yeah, they're going to try to hold off on Ursa, but unless Ursa comes out, I don't think OverPower's falling back. So they're going to still go. Stun, that was a Lincoln. Pearl Strike into it, not going to work. LC, the tool comes out onto the OD. And OD is dropping quickly. He will go down. Aegis, of course, going to bring him back up. They'll Lifestealer trying to find a target to go on. The Cog's trapping out Ursa, but it's also hurting Venom. He has to walk around them and try to get out of this. He pops a cheese, though. He had that all along. Eats that yummy cheese, takes out Ursa. And now Mirana from a distance trying to do what she can as far as damage output, because Ursa, he is staying dead for a full minute and a half plus right here. Clockwork puts the Cogs around the wannabe carry Silencer. And he'll end up falling too. In comes the Epicenter on a couple of heroes, but OD, Lotus Orb put up, purging him out. They take out Mirana, forced out a buyback immediately. Nice job with the heals to keep Sand King alive himself. But Mirana going to come back in. Nobody dead just yet on this Radiant side. And they are going to TP away, actually, after all of that chaotic fight happens.
Gunner's not out of the woods just yet if the Sand King wants to chase, but no, instead he's going for cash.
Oh, he's good at doing that, man.
A little too slippery for him.
Yeah. Ooh. Actually, he almost killed the Sand King. And as a result right there. Buddy pops a shrine, he'll stay alive. And good to go. So, what kind of buybacks are we looking at here? Yeah, that's Mirana, Silencer, Ursa, and Sand King. All no buybacks for the next 6+ minutes.
If I'm OverPower right now, I want to smoke up, find the Legion Commander, kill him before he gets off the duel, and then just, at that point, you can just go take a fight, because the only thing you're really scared of is Legion Commander dueling the OD.
Yeah.
If he didn't have Aegis in that fight looks a lot differently.
No, of course. Yeah, we saw how fast he died right there as the duel came out. So, well, they're not necessarily smoked up, but they are going to be killing the shrine off here. Now, funny enough, LC is the only one with a buyback shortly. So, they got to do it very quickly here. It's about 50 seconds now. Okay, he is actually about 1,800 gold short, too. So,
he
should not have it. Unless he sells something here.
Because he just bought out.
Yeah, I know he's got an AC now.
I
think the AC. So they're just going to kill both shrines, but not going to force themselves again into any lanes right here. Smoke up from Dire. Yep, well, that's Moonlight Shadows.
He's got something DD.
Oh, they're going to fight for this. Definitely want to fight for this. Mirana picks it up.
Oh,
and Lifesteal in a bad spot. The Bro Strike got the rage off, though. Out comes the duel actually on a Lifestealer. You're not killing him, I don't think, but it's going to be interesting how it follows it up. Yeah, he is taking some good damage, however. Almatago's going to have to come out. Mirana's actually dropping pretty fast, and she's going to run away at the last second. Epicenter from Sand King essentially does nothing. Down here, they will catch out Ursa, who's staying dead once again this time around, and now OD with no duel to worry about. He's going to chase after Sand King, and should be a kill there. 1 second blink. Nice job. Not the biggest distance, though. And Orange is still not out of the woods just yet, literally. Hookshot's going to whip OD.
Wow. Starboy, Orange
back.
with the jukes.
And he's actually going to survive. Yeah, they don't even try to really find him.
Wow. What a slippery little bugger. Very well played by him.
And OD ported back to base to just push it out. So, and Ursa's dead for a minute, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to capitalize with that as far as pushing more objectives here.
They might want to test the waters. Yeah, they're grouping up, looking to go towards mid right now. OD can just Boots of Travel in. Lifestealer can as well.
Yeah, so maybe they are actually. The Boots of Travel now off cooldown. In fact, level 2 Boots of Travel on OD. Finished Moonshard, by the way, on Lifestealer. Speaking of that, does Mirana have one yet? No. She's still actually trying to go for that IO Scott ink and the buyback, so yeah, understandable that she does not. 4,800 gold saved up on OD, so his own could be coming soon.
He is on his own right now. Orange looks like he's trying to go for something here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Gunner.
Oh, no. Lincoln's taking off. Duel, it goes off right there, and he is not going to get the support in time. He is dead. Buyback is ready, though. Really look to maybe use it and come in with the bots. Could be risky.
Meanwhile, Venom takes the racks.
Oh, that he does. So, actually, good distraction in the end. Kind of works out.
Of the woods yet.
Rubik's not. That's an Abyssal Blade stun. And thus a kill on Rubik.
You know, that's
that worked out, kind of. Especially since he has a buyback.
Yeah, got a barn burner here.
we got one that's for the ages, no doubt. Yeah, it's a little bit different between the previous game that we had with the NP versus Planet Odd in this one, in the sense of obviously that series, that game there was quite meaningful. This one, more for the pride, as they say, and more for just.
I mean, to be fair, like I'm glad these teams are like actually really going at it.
Yeah.
So
there is the positive, of course.
Like props to them for taking a match that doesn't mean very much for the standings, but making something very competitive out of it.
Yeah.
Like it's at the point where like it looks like these guys very much want to win.
They do, but I mean, definitely at this point they've grinded out this slog for sure. You want to get through with the victory and Ursa, the buyback happens on an OD as well as Rubik. The scythe put up on Ursa, but eventually pops out with an erase. The dual setup on OD again, and OD, that's a tieback actually. So a chance here for the dire side. LC is thrown up in the air, excuse me. Big crush on top of them. Now LC's dead, Ursa's dead, and staying dead for now. And now Stan King, can he manage to slip out of here again? No, he cannot. So with OD staying dead, the three of them are staying dead. And all the hook shot actually lands on a Marana. And that, does he have a buyback? He does not. And just like that, OverPower may have just done it, as they can go cutthroat here with absolutely no buyback. Silencer's like, hey, distraction, come fight me.
I believe this is the end of the game.
This should be.
Ignore this hero.
Literally ignore it. Clockwork's the only one here, and yeah, nobody else needs to come back. There's absolutely no point. They really could just go bottom in Tier 4.
Yeah. It's like a minute before anybody else on their team is up. You guys could just end the game. I believe
they're doing that.
You know, at that gay.
Whew. Well, it is going to be a victory for OverPower, looks like. And to top it all off, they're trying to be positive here for sure. That means there's going to be no winless teams in the group stages. So congrats to OverPower. That's got to feel good for them, as they will finish with a 1-8 record, as will Starboyz. But again, the point is that neither team will go through without a win, and that's a feel-good moment, man.
They
Players?
made something competitive out of it. Congrats to, you know, at least both of these teams for getting their name out there.
Exactly. Tough competition, so it's understandable that they finished at the bottom right there. Nobody expected them to do better, frankly.
And you know what? Like, NA's a super deep competitive region right now.
It is.
Like, people like to joke about NA Dota LOL, but honestly, look at the EU qualifiers, idiots.
Yeah. That continues tomorrow with the playoffs there. Speaking of all that, playoffs in general continuing across the board are taking place now against Southeast Asia. It's already kicked off, and plenty more coming on. But DC versus NP is currently happening as we speak. That's happening on the main stream, twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit. You guys should be looking to watch that one. As far as this stream, I believe it's going to be done for now. Possibly more coming on, you know, into tomorrow, of course. But the main stream, definitely the place for all the good action that's happening moving forward here. So one last time, congrats to OverPower and Starboyz. Shout out to my co-caster Charlie here. We grinded it through, and despite your sickness, you made it.
Hello.
You survived, man. You survived. Had a lot of fun, though. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, plenty more coverage still happening over the next couple of days. Enjoy it. We'll see you then.